Hey everybody, I am going to attempt to make my first keto bagel. I guess you can also use this recipe to make bread. I personally don't miss bread at all, so I haven't made any substitutes, but I buy like the almond flour and the coconut flour. I've just never used it. So I'm gonna go ahead and attempt to do it and see how it turns out. Like I said, I don't miss the bread, but I know a lot of my friends and stuff want to try keto and they're really nervous about not getting the bread. My thing is, if I wanted to stop drinking because I like beer and I like wine, I'm not then going to go to the store and buy O'Doul's. So I still highly suggest that if you're going to stop eating bread, that you don't eat the substitutes, because I personally feel like it doesn't do you much good. You never stop craving it if you keep giving yourself the bread. I can go to dinner now. They can have like bread out and stuff and crackers, and I'm not even tempted. So I like that. Totally up to you. I don't even know if these will be any good. Maybe they'll suck and nobody will want to try them. So baby and littles are being a little crazy, so I'm gonna probably have to do this like in sections. But first we will start with, look, I already went blank. We're gonna stop this one right here. Okay, so for this recipe first, I'm going to need some mozzarella cheese. So I actually shred all my own cheese. I'm not really like organic-y mom. However, bagged cheese has something in it called cellulose, which is basically tree pulp, and I don't really dig that. It melts funny. I just don't like it, and it's super expensive, and my family can eat like 3 bags of cheese in a day. Way cheaper for me to just shred my own. Actually, it's usually like a chore for the kids. But we don't have any mozzarella right now, so I'll go ahead and shred my own. And I have, my phone right now is on our bottle drying rack, and I've got it like pressed up against the nipple. And then I've got Post-its down here so like I can stay on track. And so, hang on, Annie. So I have to mix this with the flour and the cream cheese, and then it's gonna go in the microwave. So I'm just gonna, like I said, I'm just gonna shred this. So I need 2.5 cups of cheese. So let me see what I have here. Annie, please don't.
Mommy, I just want to show my face.
No, you don't have any clothes on.
I just want to say hello.
No. Please get down.
I'll go get some.
I knew the quiet wasn't going to last very long. She doesn't have any clothes on. So 2.5 cups of cheese. So I've got 1 cup now. So there is my 2.5 cups of cheese. And then I will deal with this later. Oh, I got cheese on me. And then I need 1.5 cups of almond flour. I don't know if it makes a difference whether you use almond flour or coconut flour. I have both, and I'm just using the almond flour because that's the recipe I found called for almond flour. So 1.5 cups. Oh, close enough. Okay, so it's 1.5 cups of that, and then I'm just gonna stir that around. I've never had almond flour. I keep buying all this different stuff for keto because I'm like, oh, I'm gonna make all these like keto things, and for me it's just easier to grill a steak and have a salad. So I haven't done any of this because I still have to cook regular meals for my family because they don't eat keto, nor do I want them to really. I mean, you know, my teens and stuff are in sports, so I feel like they need their carbs and things like that. And then I've got cream cheese. This is 2 ounces of cream cheese. So I'm gonna put that in there. Kind of stir that up. And then this needs to go in the microwave for 1 minute, stir 30 seconds. So I'm gonna do that really quick. while. So then 2 eggs. It didn't have any seasoning in it. It just said season as you wish. I like everything bagels, but I have no idea how to make those. I guess I could have looked that up, but I didn't. So I am just gonna kind of wing it. I mean, I don't think you can really mess it up too much. I was just looking to see when I was supposed to put the baking powder in. I'm sure soon. I'll have to stop this and check it. So I'm putting in some garlic powder, and you have to be careful with the garlic powder. It has a lot of carbs in it, which really makes me sad because I use it a lot. Some oregano. Oregano has a little bit of carbs, not too bad. Cayenne pepper, because I put cayenne pepper in everything, in absolutely everything. When I am drinking like hot chocolate, I even like it in my hot chocolate. I like it in tea. I love cayenne pepper so much. And then this is Montreal steak seasoning. I love this stuff so much. I seriously put it on everything. Chicken, fish, bagels. I mean, I use it for everything because I love it. I put it in my omelets. Like, I just really, really like it. So I'm gonna put a decent amount in there because I really like it. And then Himalayan pink salt. I'm just gonna put some of that in there. And just mix that all up.
Say hello to my new kitty.
Annabelle, seriously. You have to cut off the cone.
Hi,
Annabelle's
it's me,
determined to
Tupperware
teach the
Annie.
cat how to get on the counter. I'm not feeling it. Please,
It's
Annie.
me, Tupperware Annie.
Yeah, it is Tupperware, Hitty. Thanks for your help.
Mommy.
Okay, so I've done mixing this mixture, which will eventually get put into the other mixture. So I'm gonna take that out of the microwave, stir it, and I need to look to see when to put that baking powder in. Okay, so weirdest thing, I went and checked the recipe, and like the ingredients have the baking powder on there. However, nowhere in the recipe does it tell me when to put the baking powder in. So I've already microwaved it the first round, and it's starting to get a little melty. So I'm gonna add the baking powder now. I mean, probably should have added it earlier. That's so weird that it doesn't tell me when to add it. So 1 tablespoon of baking powder, which also kind of seems like a lot to me, but I don't know. We'll see. It's supposed to be gluten-free. I don't have gluten-free baking powder. I don't really understand. I've never looked in the whole gluten-free thing. I just do no carbs, so I know it has something to do with it, but I don't do gluten-free at all. Okay, so as you can see, it's starting to form into a dough-like substance. So I'm supposed to put this back in for 30 seconds. Okay, it's like driving me crazy because I always like clean as I'm cooking, and like I'm not gonna sit here and have you watch me clean, but it's driving me crazy. So, and then after the 30 seconds, I add this. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the lid off that. I typically make my mixes in this because it has a paddle, but I've never used almond flour, so I didn't know what the consistency was gonna be like, so I didn't even bother. I'm just gonna mix it in the way that it tells me to. So 1 second. Lulabelle is over there just chatting away. Oh wow, yeah, this is like, it's super doughy. So now I'm gonna add in the egg mixture with all the seasonings. Yeah, I know people are always like, go live, but I have too many variables in my house. I can't just go live because I don't know when something's gonna catch on fire or a kid is gonna pee on something. I can't go live. I have to do the recording and then go back. Okay, so this, I mean, it looks pretty good. It's not as doughy as I would have thought it would be, you know, I mean, I guess because the wetness in it, I expect it to be a little drier. But the recipe does say, like, if it's too dry, to do this and that, to add stuff. So I don't have that issue, obviously. Mine's nice and not dry. So I'm gonna continue mixing this for like a minute, and then it doesn't say to let it sit. I'm used to letting doughs like sit for a little bit, but so I'm gonna let it sit. I don't know what I'm supposed to do now. This is another reason I haven't done the keto stuff. I tried to make a brownie once, a keto brownie, and I used coconut flour, and it was horrible. Like everything was wrong, the consistency. So I'm not really good with cooking with this stuff yet because it's so different than using like regular flour and stuff. So but yeah, I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so you shouldn't let it sit because duh, it's got melted cheese in it. So if it sits, it'll like harden back up. Mine hasn't, but I just went back to read the recipe because I was confused why it didn't tell me to put the baking powder in. Well, I was doing the instructions for a different recipe, but sorry, it said low battery. It still worked out fine, so I don't think it makes a big difference. So just make sure to add the baking powder in there at some point. So it says now to divide into 6 sections. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm gonna have to even these out a little bit. Sorry, this is entertaining, isn't it? Okay, so I've got my 6 sections. Now this calls for obviously putting it in the oven. However, I don't use my oven like ever. So, oh, my hands are a little yucky. So I'm going to put it in my micro grill and I'm gonna see how that works, but I'm only gonna do a couple because I don't wanna like ruin them. I don't know, it said to divide into 6 sections. These are like really big though. So I might actually do 12 and break that in half because I don't want like massive bagels. So you just roll and then you can put these in a donut pan too, I'm sure, if you're gonna put them in the oven. So I'm just gonna make, you know what, maybe I do need to, because then I'm just gonna make like a big huge looking donut where I don't really want to do that either. So I am gonna leave it in 6 sections and we'll see how that goes. Maybe they won't be as big as I think they're going to be. So but I cleaned my counter too, so I'm not just like rolling these on dirty counter. So I made that to look like a bagel. My Micro Pro Grill will only probably fit 2 of these, so that gives me a chance to just see if that works like that. And if not, then I'll stick the others in the oven. But I make like biscuits and stuff and cinnamon rolls in my grill, so I'm guessing this should be fine too. Okay. Let me spread these out a little bit. I wish they'd come out with like a super size Micro Pro Grill because I want a bigger one. But I'm not gonna complain because I love it. So as you can see, I've got those in there and I'm just gonna put the lid on and then I'm gonna put these in. I think I'm gonna try for 4 minutes and we'll see how it goes. Ah! Ugh. Okay, so they came out pretty perfect in my Micro Pro Grill. The only thing was they expanded and flattened a little too much, and that was my fault because I did flatten them out. So I actually made them same size, it's just I made them higher so that they were smaller. So now I was able to get the remaining 4 in, so I'm gonna give it another shot to see if the look of them is better. So hang tight. Okay, so I put the other bagels in there for 4 minutes because my grill was already hot, so I didn't need that much time. And ta-da, they look amazing. Nice and brown on the bottom and a little brown on the top. The consistency is nice, like they feel good. This was the 2 that I put in there earlier, and I already ate one. They are amazing, like amazing. they're not like everything bagels. I'm gonna have to figure out what that seasoning is, but they are delicious. And they are 5 net carbs per bagel. And I ate the one bagel and I haven't had dinner yet, and it filled me up. I didn't even put cream cheese. I brought out the cream cheese because I was gonna put it on there, and I didn't even need it. They're delicious. I highly recommend these. My recipe was a little off. It was a little different than the one I found, but I'm sure you can find your own. But this recipe was amazing. I think it said if you put them in the oven that you put them in for like 10 or 12 minutes on 400. So I will definitely find out what it says for the oven and then post that in the comments or something so that you know. But these are amazing. If you're gonna do keto, even if you don't do keto, you should still make these bagels. They're absolutely delicious. They're gonna be really good with chicken salad on them and tuna salad. Oh, they're gonna be so good. I made a keto chili last night, so they're only 5 net carbs per bagel, and I have had no carbs today, so I'm gonna have another one with some keto chili, and I'm super excited because I've been eating meat and spinach for 6 months, so I'm really excited to have some different stuff. However, I could never have these again and be fine. Well, I won't though. I'm actually, when I'm done with this video, I'm gonna make a bunch more and pop them in the freezer so that I have them ready to go. But they're delicious. I highly recommend them. Thanks. Bye.